Now, good to see you, Congressman. Let's start off with this. I'd like to get your take on the story surrounding Hillary Clinton. Are you surprised that Clinton's kept a kind of scorecard, if you will, from '08?
First of all, I don't know that she has. I mean, I've heard reports on it, and if you assume that they're true, I agree with the prior speakers. It's not a big deal. I guess it's part of what goes on in politics. Speaking for myself, Richard, I haven't been in politics that long. I'm only a congressman for 1 year now, and I never was in politics before that. So I can tell you I don't have an enemies list. The first time I heard that term was, I think, Richard Nixon. And they gave him a bad time over that, as I recall.
You probably have a friends list instead then, right, Representative? That's what you're doing.
Yeah, and I send them emails all the time.
There you go. Going back to Bob Gates' book that we're just talking about, where he is alleging, you know, some of Clinton's positions were all political here, just for political objectives. Are you worried that this might be used against Hillary Clinton in 2016 should she run?
Probably anything and everything will be used against her. There's so much money that goes into these presidential elections. It's hard to imagine they won't use everything but the kitchen sink against Hillary Clinton if she runs. I have to say, though, Richard, this is almost 3 years from now we're talking about. People talking about Benghazi, people talking about ways to take a piece of Hillary Clinton. Gosh, this is so long from now. You kind of want to say to these people, man, you got to get a hobby. This is a long time from now, this next presidential election.
Well, Representative, on that subject of Benghazi, I'd like you to listen to a little bit of what some Republicans are saying.
Only if Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton would give us 111 seconds of that would we find out some things we want to find out about Obamacare, Benghazi.
He was in campaign mode at the time. During campaign mode, you miss a lot of things. We see that with Benghazi.
I think it is a very big difference than how this administration's handled a lot of things that have happened, whether it's IRS, whether it's Benghazi, whether it's you can keep your health insurance if you want it.
So they are making comments about Chris Christie, and the counterpoint perhaps that they're using is Benghazi. Do they have a valid point from what you heard there?
Well, they keep intoning the name Benghazi. I would say that a good chunk of the people that are hearing that don't know where it is, but it's sort of one of these mantras that you hear over and over. The point is, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, I'm on the Oversight and Government Reform panel in Congress, and I was honored to be asked to conduct some of the questioning on behalf of the Democrats of both Admiral Mullen and Ambassador Pickering. We went through, they went through the facts and the circumstances of Benghazi with a fine-tooth comb to make sure this kind of tragedy doesn't happen again. We lost 4 fine Americans in that from our State Department. We want to make sure it doesn't happen again. And I can tell you, both of these gentlemen really carefully analyzed the situation. There wasn't a thing about Secretary Clinton in any of that. If there had been, they were not about to protect her. Remember, these are gentlemen that spent their entire careers serving this nation through Republican and Democratic administrations. They are not about to lay themselves out to protect one political candidate or another.
Pennsylvania Congressman Matt Cartwright, thank you so much for your time.